information that would be paid for by stormwater.
Correct.
Stormwater project.
The invoice has already been submitted to Stormwater to be placed on their next agenda, so.
Do we have a motion to approve the
So we approve the motion to take it to,
Stormwater for payment.
Actually, the contract is held for the Board of Works, so you would approve the change order. It's just that the payout is going to the Stormwater Board since they were paying for the work on that street.
yeah, we'll cover the city side, the stormwater side.
okay, I'll make a motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? Please call the roll.
Mayor Cannon,
Yes.
Mrs. Pleasant,
Yes.
Mr., excuse me, Mrs. Fleming,
Yes.
Mr. Nichols.
Yes.
Okay.
The next change order I have is change order number 1 for a 2019 street paving and repair project. It is an increase in the contract amount for $167,052.35. The reason for the change order is that we made some changes in what we, in the materials that we put out on the street. We are going to, instead of put our typical surface and binder like we do in subdivision streets, we're putting a better surface and binder for Chrisman Road between 20 and Old Porter, something that will hold up to all the traffic. It has more tack in it, more liquid in it that I guess would serve us better for a longer amount of time. So in this change order, you see the addition of the new asphalt material and the subtraction of the, what we had originally bid out. We've also changing some other materials from what was originally bid, but with the same outcome, better results, same appearance to, the general public though.
And that's the same material we use in South Central.
That is correct, and that's what you'll find on the next change order for that project. So this one is change order 1 for the 2019 paving project, and then I have change order number 1 for a Willow Creek Road project, the same situation. Once we bid out the project, our contractor came to us and said, really, with the amount of traffic that you have on these roads, which would be Chrisman and then Willow Creek Road, here's a better mix to put down. It should last you longer than what the original asphalt did with the amount of truck traffic and just the car volume that's on it. And we decided to move forward with that material.
The one that's on the agenda, change order 1, that's between, for Chrisman, between what?
It is actually our 2019 street paving project, but yes, part of the change order is for the change in asphalt material for Chrisman Road.
Okay.
Chrisman Road between 20 and Old Porter.
And then the second change order is for the, that's separate at the same time.
Yeah, we're trying to do that separate.
Okay. So we have a change order number 1, an increase of 167,052, and some change. Do we have a motion?
Motion approved.
Second.
We have a motion to approve and a second. Do we have any more discussion? Please call the roll.
Mayor Cannon,
Yes.
Mrs. Pleasant,
Yes.
Mrs. Fleming. Yes. Mr. Nichols.
Yes.
The other change order that I have is change order number 1 for our Willow Creek Road paving project. Like I explained before, it is the change in the material. It is also some stormwater items. We had quite a few broken castings, storm inlet curved castings that we replaced because the plows had taken out the teeth and things like that. So we wanted to replace those to make the project look more complete, new, freshen everything up. This is an increase in the contract for $384,058.75. I anticipate at the end of the project, we will be closer to our bid amount. I just need to zero out the quantities as we get farther along in this project. So you see an increase now, you'll see a decrease towards the end of the project.
I don't believe that I have that.
Is that number 9?
It was, no, it is not. It is a contract that was not in, I'm sorry, a change order that was not in Dropbox. It was requested at the same time as the other ones to be placed on the agenda. I don't know why it's not on the agenda or why it's not in Dropbox. change order number one
Okay.
for our Willow Creek Road paving project.
Okay.
The amount is an increase in the contract amount, for $384,58.75.
Now, because we made changes or additions to the original contract, or this is just a payout as far as?
This is a change in the contract, it is a change in materials. We had originally planned to put down a specific type of asphalt. We chose to go with a different type that has more liquid in it to last longer.
Christmas Road.
Very similar to Christmas Road.
Oh,
We had planned on stamped crosswalks. We are still doing the stamped crosswalks, but instead of paint, we're using thermoplastic, a different type of material that'll last longer through our plowing seasons, things like that. So that's the reason for the increases. Like I said, I anticipate this 384 to go down towards the end of the project. I didn't want to eliminate some of the line items for what we had bid out, the typical asphalts, because we're still using that on some of our side streets. So when I go to zero out the quantities, you'll see a decrease in the contract.
correct, that kind of difference. I understand, thank you.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Do we have any more discussion, any more questions? Please call roll.
Mayor Cannon,
Yes.
Mrs. Owen,
Yes.
Mrs. Fleming,
Yes.
Mr. Nendo,
Yes.
All right. That's all you have, ma'am?
That is all I have.
Oh, great.
So the next item on the agenda.
Oh, right. Joint interlocal cooperation agreement between the city of Lake Station. So I can just a little bit of commentary on this
You
if you
can
don't mind.
handle it, yes.
Mayor Anderson and myself came to an agreement, a gentleman's agreement to get County Line Road paved from Central Avenue, just south of Speedway, on County Line to Stone Avenue. And that was gonna be a certain amount for about another $15,000 or $20,000. We were able to go south of Moose Lodge with Sandy's help with some measurements and such. So we came to this agreement, and I believe Greg has reviewed this agreement. We're paying some, if not half, of the cost of paving Central Avenue, and they will reimburse us.
Yeah, so the city's in charge of the project. The estimated project cost is $171,358.72. And per the term agreement, Lake Station agrees to pay 1/2 of that amount of the project cost up to a maximum of $85,679.36. So if we exceed the estimated cost, the city would, of course, would have to pay it. But otherwise, it's a 50/50 cost share.
Any more questions, anyone? And Sandy, what's the estimated time? We'll get to that one.
Once we sign this agreement, I will let Reeve Riley know that everything is good to go and they can put it on their schedule. So assume it'll be done in the next month.
Okay. Amen. Police and fire will be happy about that.
Always.
Road is pretty bad.
Yeah.
I make a motion to approve this.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? One more thing, just for the record, it is Lake County side of the county line that is responsible for this, but Lake Station and us came to this agreement just for some their needs and our needs to get this done. So going forward is their responsibility, and we probably ought to stop doing this at some point in time, but at this point, we need to get it done for safety for our residents and the fire police. So, please call the roll.
Mayor Cannon,
Yes.
Mrs. Pleasant,
Yes.
Mrs. Fleming,
Yes.
Mr. Nendo,
Yes.
Bulk item fee appeals. We have some here. So, Steve or Randy?
Taking
Steve?
his daughter back to college.
Oh, that's right. Sorry. Steve, can you help us a little bit on this? We have one here, an appeal for 3334 and 3336 Oakwood Importing.
That would be this one here. These were typical pickups. You got them?
Yeah.
You got 'em?
Here.
These are typical pickups of which we do about 30 a month of, and both items are put out to the curb next to the garbage can. We pick them up and we bill the resident. We stand by these fees.
Okay. And this is a non-bulk week, I'm assuming.
Yes. This was picked up on March 15th.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions? I believe the owner of the property is here, Mr. Hassey.
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning.
So I looked at this bill in July, and I have two adjustments on it, and that's all it says, adjustment, $25 a piece. This is a rental property. I have a lease agreement in place with my tenants that they're responsible for any overages and bulk pickup, and it's explained to them in detail what it is. In the past, when this has happened, I get a bill for it, I pay it, go to the tenant and get it worked out. In this situation, I didn't even know what it was for, because it was two of them with no date. I spent 2 weeks trying to get a hold of the utility to get an answer for what this was. I also created an online account. On the online account, it showed me that it was for special pickup, but it was July 2nd is the date that it was on there. Okay, and I thought that was bulk pickup week. So I reached out to the utility again. Finally, I ended up getting a hold of somebody, and they said, actually, this is from April 8th. And I said, April 8th? They said, yep, and it's one charge for $50. I said, okay, what is the policy now? Before it used to be that the resident must call, is how it's worded in the ordinance, at least it used to be. They recommended I talk to the street department. So I talked to the street department, and they said, no, it was two charges for March 12th and March 15th. Mr. Nelson just said it was from March 15th for the $50. I guess my problem with it more than anything is I've tried doing the right thing. 5 months after the fact, I get a charge on a bill. That tenant's long gone. I understand the utility's going through a billing change. But at the same time, when I can't get the utility or the street department agreeing on a date that this charge is actually from, and not able to get any answers on it, I tried to go about it the right way, but I don't know what else to do. And when I requested a copy of the ordinance, the street department referred me to John Soroki. John Soroki points out something to me. I print up the ordinance, and in the ordinance that he references, it says, for pickup outside of Amnesty Week, the resident must call. So I asked them, okay, well, who called for this pickup? Well, we don't have that. It's hard for me to go after somebody and tell them that they violated the ordinance when I don't have time to stamp photos, dates of when this actually happened. That's my frustration. If I have a legit fee, by all means, I'll pay it. I think if the utility looks through my record, I pay about $700 and some a month in trash fees. I never have late payments. I never miss fees. This is my first time ever standing before you guys.
So for this address, what day of the week is your pickup?
I believe it's a Tuesday.
Okay.
So, just for those watching and those here, so when you say you try to contact the utility, and that's the utility department, which, treasurer's office?
Yeah, so on the bill, it has a phone number to
Yeah.
contact. I called that number and left 2 voice messages before I created the online account. After I created the online account, I sent a message through the portal, because it has a way to communicate. And then I did another message through the portal, never received a reply. Eventually, I emailed somebody directly in the utility, didn't get a reply again. Finally, I tried calling again, left another message, they didn't get anything. I ended up contacting the mayor's office to ask if there was somebody else I should be contacting. And was told to go directly to another employee of the utility, and that's the one that told me it was April 8th, was the bulk pickup, and it was a $50 charge.
Well, obviously, it's two separate, I mean, it's the same house, you see the bike, so it's the same house, and obviously, all the items aren't there together, so it was obviously 2 pickups. I mean, that's what I can find. I don't know if you can tell by your tenant who's living there at that time to call them and get, I mean, if that's their car at the time, I would just get the fee from them, but obviously it was two pickups, because they're not all together, they're not the same house. So I wouldn't argue the $50, it's just the date, like you said, I don't know how you guys distinguish that.
You know what, I get Jim's frustration here due to the late building on this thing, and we're working hard to get these buildings up a little closer to date, so when we have these incidents, it's a little easier to track. But the end result is we made two pickups that are on both weeks, and these are typical charges that we do all over the city. We recommend that you call us on off both weeks, but we don't wait for people to call in to get garbage off the streets until we pick stuff up when it's in use, and we bill appropriately, and this is along the lines of our billings with everybody else.
And again, if that's what it is, it's fine. It's the fact that nothing matches up dates wise, and even the photos, I don't know when that date was. And then when I'm referenced an ordinance, and I pull the ordinance, and it says the resident must request an extra bulk item pickup through the street and sanitation department by leaving the resident's name, address, and contact number. I asked who it was that called in. Well, I don't think anybody called in. You know, if we force landlords to keep these properties, the trash and sewer bill in their names, I think there should be a little bit of control, or at least reasonable billing time, 5 months after the fact. That tenant's long gone. I mean, there's no way I'll ever hunt them down, or even if I tried going after it, if I had to produce this information and even try taking the small claims court, I don't have accurate data to even go after them.
Do we have a motion to appeal? Or Greg, what would it be to appeal?
Well, to either approve or deny, hold the charge or reverse the charge, however you want to phrase it.
If I can say one more thing, even if I have to pay the fee, it is what it is. I would ask that the late fees are reversed, because it took me 2 weeks before I got a reply from anybody to even know what the charge is for.
It's unacceptable, I apologize for that. Anybody from the board like to make a motion?
I'm gonna make a motion with some, I guess, deviation from, so I'm gonna make a motion to reverse the $50 and only on these grounds. The lack of, I guess, professional courtesy on the city's part, getting back with you to help you get it resolved, your extra time and stuff incurred of having to go back and forth, reach out to 3, 4, 5 different people. Although traditionally, you know, we did pick up the stuff, and there would be a charge that comes along with that. I do think 5 months after the fact is a little excessive as far as us doing the billing. We'll work on that on our end, and as a one-time courtesy for your residences or your rental properties, I'll make the motion that we reverse the $50 based on that.
And I'll second.
We have a motion and a second, any more discussion? Please call the roll.
Mayor Cannon,
Yes.
Mrs. Pleasant,
Yes.
Mrs. Fleming, Mr. Netter.
Yes.
Thank you. Thanks for bringing this to our attention so we get this.
Thank you.
It's unacceptable, we apologize. Bulk item fee appeal, 3541 Wilshire Drive, Portage. Steve, you got
Again, this was an incident that was pointed out to us by code enforcement. The first pictures you see in there were put in there and sent to us from code enforcement. We sent our drivers out to take their own pictures, which is a bigger picture you see. This is a typical bill for a pile this size. This is what we call a one-stop pickup. It filled the whole gravel truck that we hauled it to the pit, and it was a $406 charge, and we stand by that charge.
Sir, are you the property owner of 3541 Wilshire?
Yes, sir. They had, place the bulk items on June 4th, and I called the street department to take it up. And for some reason they didn't pick it up, I kept calling every week or so. But again, I put some more post up on July 2nd. And as the file became kind of bigger, and I didn't know about the 40 square feet curb rule policy, and I'll be careful in future to take care of the 40 square feet.
So unlike the last appeal we had, those were items that are, something that they could throw away. This looks like construction material, and this would normally would require the property owner to have a dumpster for this and pay for the
Those are the
dumpster.
things that I had some, those items, I didn't know about that I have to get the permit to get those things done. So that was the reason, because if I known it, I wouldn't have thrown it in there.
Because there's roofing material here.
And most of the stuff in there, I had taken the gazebo out, that
Yep.
most of the wood stuff up. That was the most of the time was in there.
Those would require a dumpster on the property owner.
Gazebo too?
Yeah, it's construction material. You tore something down that was constructed originally. Had a roof on it with shingles, I believe.
Yeah, there was some shingle, but
Yeah.
most of that was gazebo items.
Yeah. So that's our policy going forward. The board can decide. Policy going forward is for something like that, you would get a dumpster. And that would be from a private company. And they would pick it up whenever you call and say it's full. But our bulk item policy is items, household items that are no longer usable or no longer working, like a refrigerator or a couch in this case that we showed earlier, but not construction material. But I just want to let you know what the policy is and how it should be handled, but the board can decide.
So you just kept adding to this because nobody ever, you came in June, it was just,
Yeah,
June,
those,
just kept
nobody
adding.
came in June, so I added more on July 2nd, which was the second administrative day.
You can see why a dumpster would be required if you keep adding to it, right?
The next time I'll be careful, but if you can't eliminate, at least reduce it a little bit so that just from my knowledge. I didn't do it on purpose, but just out of the ignorance.
Do you reside here, sir?
No,
In this
it's
house? It's a rental or something?
Yeah, I live with my son also.
Okay.
Like, when you called, no one ever got back to you or answered you when you called, or did
No,
you not call?
no.
Any type of remodel or construction tear down, that's an expense you incur. It's not for the city to clean up your remodel or reconstruction of a rental property. Unfortunately, it's just not, doesn't give us the leeway on that, as other bulk item appeals would. So, based on what you have told us, and obviously what we have here in the pictures, I'm gonna move to uphold the charges that the city incurred to clear this property.
We have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? Please call the roll.
Mayor Cannon,
Yes.
Mrs. Pleasant,
Yes.
Mrs. Fleming, Mr. Neto.
Yes.
All right. Major illness requests?
So the charges stays?
Yes, charges do stay.
Thank you.
Major illness requests?
3.
Three. All good, Greg?
Yes.
All right. Do we have a motion to accept the three
I'll
major
make a
illness?
motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor? All those against? We do have one more thing, I believe, public hearing, if we have any of those. Other business, I believe Chief Sosby has something that just came in, didn't make the agenda.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't get it on the agenda. Actually, just asking for approval to sign a 3-year contract with Cummins and Power. They service our building generators. We have to have them serviced and load tested and all that kind of thing. Basically, it's just an agreement to go come out and do all that testing, and it guarantees the pricing for 3 years. We've entered into this, I think, 2 other times before. It includes our generators at station 1, 2, and 3, and we have been also absorbing the generator at station, or at City Hall also, because that was originally a generator that was put there for the fire station and for a cooling center, so. The 3-year total, to service all those generators is $16,000, $16,238. Again, it's something we've done every year. I just wanted to formally come in and ask approval to go ahead and sign the contract and move forward.
Greg will review that.
Yeah, I can take a look, I mean, if it's something they've done in the past, and it's the same contract.
Okay.
Yeah.
Make a motion to approve.
We have a motion and a second to approve the building generator contract for the fire department. Any more discussion? Questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Against? Thanks, Tim. And we have claims. I think everybody's reviewed the claims. Any questions or concerns? Oh. Hi.
Were you guys here to present something, or?
Nope.
Okay,
Oh.
just checking, just making sure.
Thanks, Ron. Sorry about that. We don't have a cover sheet on the claims I, oh, never mind, I'm right here, sorry. Good morning, Lynn. Morning. Looks like we have the 10 pages of claims, and except for accounts payable not allowed as shown in the register, such accounts payable are hereby allowed to be total amount of $2,080,450.38. We have a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor of the approving the claims docket, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right. Does anyone else have anything else to say or ask for? I do want to introduce our new Economic Development Director, John Harrison, replacing Mr. Maletta. John started yesterday, and he's already got his feet in the fire yesterday with some good discussion with some folks. So, welcome aboard, John.
Thank you, Brad.
Very well. Anything else, folks?